moves like Jagger. As I promised, and I was mentioning the previous hour, we have a special guest in the studio today, and she's a very close friend of mine, and I thought of having this every month where we talk about shababi stuff, things that actually concern every single youth out there, every Omani youth out there. So, Miss B, عرفي على نفسك.
Hello everybody, good afternoon, مساء الخير عليكم جميعا. عرفيني على نفسك. I thought I knew you or you knew me. Oh, this is because we're on the radio.
Yes.
Okay, I'm Miss B and I will be on the radio every month, once a month with Rumaitha.
Yes.
And we'll talk about everything and anything.
Yeah. So, we've decided that the topic of the day was about negative people.
Yes.
So,
and I see the response here on the Facebook page, which is, I'm happy seeing that nobody's just saying like. So I'm excited about that at last. So kudos to you who's answering on the Facebook. Negative people. Don't you just hate them? I mean, are they like vampires?
Well, not vampires, but as one of the Facebook responses that I got, Nasser Al-Khanjari mentioned that they are people that he doesn't see, they're a blur. Mm-hmm. And I agree with him. I cannot stand negative people. So how do you deal with negative people?
You see, these days, for some reason, we seem to be really into this negative thing, and being positive seems to be like something quite hard, which is quite astonishing. And don't get me wrong, having some negativity in your life is totally normal. I mean, you need to have some negativity so you can inspire to be positive.
Yeah.
So ways to find how these people are, or who these people are, let's call them who are they. There's so many ways. And I'm sure if you just look around and you open your eyes quite wide and your ears, you will feel them and you will see them. I'm just going to give you some tips of how to point them out.
All right. So we'll talk about the tips more later when we come back. Marriage 104.8, a better mix of the 80s, 90s, and today that was CeeLo Green, Bright Lights, Bigger City. A very good afternoon to Miss B, who's with me in the studio. Hi, Miss B, how are you?
Hello again.
Okay, so we were talking about negativity and positivity and how negative people really affect everyone else.
Yeah.
So if you could give us tips on how to deal with them.
Okay, I'm gonna first say, exactly how to deal with them, and then we'll see how to deal with our own negativity. So sometimes, I'm sure you've got this, it happened to you. Sometimes somebody comes up to you and goes, that party was really bad.
Yeah.
Or that wedding was really bad. Or that restaurant was really bad.
They always whine.
And it's always the whining. It's always the dramatizing. And it's always like nothing is really good. I mean, nothing. And you can sense it. After a few times, you think, okay, there's something wrong. Okay. And sometimes they're like this joy killer. So you'll be so excited. Yay. And then they'll be like, bleh.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like they kind of find it fun to do this. And what I think one should do, or one should try and do, which is very difficult, so just think, okay, this person comes up to me and says that. Mm-hmm. Let me just think, where is it coming from?
Okay, so you basically analyze the person to get a better...
Kind of. I mean, that's difficult maybe, but just think, I wonder how this person's life is going. And if you look into it a bit, you'll actually realize there is some things going on with this person that probably makes him this way, him or her. Another thing, I usually notice that people who are negative kind of do this emotion mixer. Okay. So you're feeling sorry, but then another day you're like, this is really annoying. Then another day you're like, but
they're really moody people to begin with.
Yeah, so it makes you go up and down kind of thing. So I think a good thing to do is just ignore? Smile. Just smile and just go, oh well,
Okay, and I just have this question. Are negative people the same people who actually are the envious type? الحساد that we have, and we have a lot of this issue in Oman. Yes. Everyone is hasad, everyone is like envious, and everyone wants the bad for people. So are negative people the same as hasdin?
It's actually very funny because I sometimes sit down with my friends and say, oh my God, like mashallah, we are all mahsudin.
Yes.
We are all super pretty, super clever, super, and everything that we get. All this hasad thing. Okay, it could be, but it could be other things as well. Because احنا على طول will go, oh, you know what, I'm sure, and no, she is envious.
Yes.
Or hasad, as you said. And we have this in us. It's like we grew up with it. And sometimes we joke about it. Like I remember seeing it on, there was a series that comes in Ramadan. It's a funny series, a cartoon one, Shabiya cartoon. And there was this lady who was perceived as an Omani lady. And she had this hasad or this envy thing come out of her eyes like laser.
Evil eyes and all that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, but when you think of it, you think, oh my God, that's how we're perceived, you know?
Yeah, but then again, like I'll give an instance when it happened to me.
Yeah.
Like I had a car crash like a few years ago. And the very first thing that I related to it was my friend who said, oh my God, you have a really cool car. And I was like, Akid, she is her. It's her with her evil eyes and her hasad. So would you relate negativity to hasad or not?
You know, growing up in the environment we do grow up in, most likely that would be my first reaction. I'll be like, oh my God, it's so-and-so. But that's us looking for solutions, you know, quick. No, it's you. Or it's the like circumstance that happened.
For yourself.
Yeah, just to make you feel better. It wasn't me, it was something else.
Yeah.
Okay? It is something else. It's not always you, but it isn't this person who just said, oh, you have, you know, a nice car. Okay, we should be saying, mashallah, that's something we have to say. And actually, not saying it is not a good thing. Okay. But sometimes we forget to say it, which is not good. But yeah, as you said, that comes out like pop. Yep, that was the person. That's what happened.
So pointers for those who are listening and are not Omani, just make sure to say mashallah and
mashallah.
Yes, and every single compliment that you give out to an Omani, or else you will be regarded as the person with the evil eye.
The laser.
Yeah, so we'll continue more with our interesting discussion on negative people. Miss B, so what other tips do you have in order to deal with negative people?
Okay, those negative people out there, gonna deal with you. Okay, there's another tip. Sometimes negative people, when they come up to you and they start with all this thing, there's a simple thing in saying, no, I actually do not want to hear about this negative topic. They will be a bit drawn back and they'll be like, how dare you, you know, inside of them. But you know, the more you say it, the more they'll understand it's not something that you want to deal with. So try that out. There's also this thing of thinking, the more negative you hear, you could use it in saying, okay, this is a lot of negativity, but you know, it just makes me feel more positive because I look at my life and there's A, B, C, D. It could be the easiest thing as I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, that is positive, but we don't tend to see those things.
Yeah.
We always tend to see the bigger
picture.
And, yeah, exactly. So just saying that sometimes really, really helps. And not feeding the dragon, as I would say. I mean, do not feed these vampires. Basically, when they come and tell you something negative, don't go, yeah, you know, I think the same.
Yeah, so don't back them up.
We have
just
these terms
crush them down.
Yeah, you know, we have these Omani terms as wabush and a bad. We do not do that because that feeds the dragon. Just, you know, let it starve. You know, they shouldn't be around anyway. Dragons, I mean.
Yes.
Not
okay.
humans.
So stay away from dragons and never feed them. Yeah.
Okay. Do not feed the negativity dragon.
All right. So we'll continue more with tips on how you could personally deal with having some negativity in your life.
Yep.
Music. Merge 104.8 was Katy Perry, The One That Got Away. And we have Miss B here, the very final segment of this month. So,
okay.
Yeah, so tell us, what do you have?
Okay, so people
yes. Come on.
who want to be positive.
Okay.
First of all, let's think about the ways. So spirituality, connecting with, you know, a higher power is definitely on my A list. So that would be number one. Okay. Now, using positive words is really, really good.
Yeah.
So, you know, waking up saying, I'm alive.
Oh, that's
I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm happy. I'm alive. Mm-hmm. Any word you like. I have this friend who always says, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Every time I look at my baby, she's like, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. And I think, okay, that's how she wakes up in the morning, you know. Yeah. So any positive words are really good. I'm amazing. You know, it's not
So
bad.
what if you wake up and you're not in that mood?
Go to the mirror and say, I am not in a good mood. Then say, but it will be okay.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so there's always a but. There's always two
there's always a better
thing
thing
so
happening.
So waking up and saying, I feel really bad this morning, it happens. I'm not saying we have to all be like, whoa, really happy every morning. I mean, it happens, and that's how life is. Life would actually be boring if every day was super happy, as crazy as it sounds, but there has to be that balance, in our life. Surrounding yourself with positive friends. Like Rumaitha here, my friend. I appreciate you.
I feel my head growing bigger.
And lots of friends out there. So shout out to all my friends. Okay, anyway.
Big shout out to all the positive people that make those negative people.
So keep them around you. Keep them around you, because that's really, really good, and it reinforces you. That, how we talked about feeding the dragon, but this is actually a different kind. Let's call it something softer. I don't know.
What? Feeding a kitten?
Some people don't like cats. Okay, we'll think about it. Maybe you could write on Facebook.
Feeding a baby.
No, some people.
Everyone loves babies. No,
I don't know. Some people have some problems. Okay, let's just move on. Okay, and appreciating your life. I guess, like what I said, in the beginning, just focus within you. What is good in your life? What is good in your life? And that's the best thing you could do. And using these beautiful big words is always a plus.
Yeah. Yep. Well, Miss B, it was a pleasure having you. Thank you. We'll have you next month, of course.
Yeah.
Probably talking about love and Valentine's Day, maybe.
Let's see how that's going to go.
A teaser for everyone who's listening. Well, it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And, of course, we have that quote that we want to end this Good Life segment. So, what's the quote again?
Yeah, let's think. Which one shall we... Oh, let's say that one.
All right. Yeah. Enjoy the little things in life, because one day
you will look back and realize they were the big things. So have a lovely day. Thank you very much out there, and have a positive day.
German Eye Laser Center welcomes you to the broadest expertise of